Hello, this is S Tier, and I wanted to release this part 2 of the Isaac trilogy, which involves Isaac's obscurities and his grab burst. So I really wanted to just be quick about this and go right to his grab burst, because this is a great part of his gameplay now with the majority of the cast which he'll end up fighting as Isaac main. So I'll start off with his grab burst. First you grab them. Stasis is optional, and you hit them up twice. Oh, one thing to note, you gotta not be close to the wall, otherwise this will not work that well. So grab stasis. And that's the burst. A lot of the other times you'll do it, his third Chaingun blast won't burst it, which then you could follow up with a forward triangle. So that is his up grab burst. It will work differently with other characters timing wise, but otherwise you should be perfectly fine. So I'll continue doing it to see what other possible variations there could be, but mostly involves just starting it off with this sequence right here. See, it'll usually burst after the third Chaingun blast, but remember, so after this, if it doesn't burst, follow it up with the force gun in the air. Otherwise, it'll just kind of be hanging out there. When you do this Chaingun juggle, make sure that you just don't immediately jump and press triangle. You kind of get some distance with your jump. Because when you get distance with your jump with the Chaingun, you actually glide a bit, as you can see. Like you could see that if I just jump and do Chaingun immediately, I just kind of stop in one spot. But when I glide with it, I can do this. See how it kind of like makes you glide across a square or two? It's very helpful that you utilize this in your grab bursts because it nearly works on every character. So this is very important. So right away, I want to get into his obscure confirms and or bursts. So if you could kindly be Parappa. Yeah, this is my partner Naruto Jack helping me out here as always. This is a grab confirm for level 1, which actually is very situational, but at the same time has been proven many times to be practical. So I'll get right into that as soon as the stage loads. Alright, so we're on PS1. So if there's any type of situation where you're in the corner, near the corner, and you're being challenged on the corner, which means like you're neutral here, you're zoning, and then someone tries approaching you. If you have a level 1, well, there is something really cool we can do here. Just building up this meter. It might take me a try to shoot again because it's kind of confusing, but let me push Parappa over here. Alright, so let's say he's by the wall and you're on the left side. Alright, check this out. You can do this. Or you can do that, and it's kind of situational spacing-wise, which is what I said, but it will usually hit in the correct distance. So let me try it again. There we go. The stasis hits them after they're hit with the Buzzsaw, and this is very useful if you're getting cornered by a melee-based character. For taller characters, the spacing is quite different. It's not directly by the wall, but a little bit forward from the wall. Like, let's say you're fighting Raiden, and he, for some reason, dive kicks and you block. Well, you can punish that with a grab, then a grab confirm. The only thing bad about this is that it's not too practical, and for the most part, a hype setup. Being that it only works on one tiny bit of the stage, and only that. So yeah, but it's a good thing to know if you just happen to notice you're on that spot when you grab someone. It's a good idea to get a kill off it, because why not? When you're Isaac, you're going to want to be host for many reasons. That basically all of his tech, just like the stuff I just showed you, in his resets and Oki, is really effective when he has a utilized level 1. And even though at the beginning of the patch, many characters didn't really have exactly level 1 centralized gameplay, it's getting closer and closer to that. And so it would be like really useful to have a level 1 working with your character. So now I will go on with other things, such as his wall bursts, very important. So if Naruto Jack could be someone like Radic, that would be great. So when you buzzsaw someone while they're on the wall, you can get a burst out of it every time. And I can't believe in my times of 1.10 and 1.11 Isaac, I've never seen this, but it's actually quite simple, and it looks pretty flashy in my opinion. And this works on most of the cast, and I'll get on the exceptions, the ironic exceptions in a second, but what you do is you get someone on the wall, controller, there we go, you get someone on the wall with your buzzsaw, and then immediately, oh, connection, come on, oh, there we go. So what you're going to do is, and that's how you do it. I'll do it one more time, just so you can see what I'm doing here. There it is. So what you're doing is you're juggling them with Buzzsaw. And if you notice, the initial Buzzsaw hits them twice, which causes an immediate 20 AP, which then follows up with another 10 hit from the Buzzsaw, giving you 30 AP in that little juggle right there. And what you're doing is, when they reach minimum height, or maximum low height, let's say, you hit them with the red bola, which will cause an immediate re-ejection, which basically you can follow up with your chain gun. Yet again, excuse me, I still have bad allergies right now. But regardless, you can juggle them immediately with the chain gun after they're ejected by the red bola, and then which you can follow up with double jump force gun. So I'll do it one more time. Let's see how it works. Oh, excuse me, there we go. As you can see, you do need to hit them with a bit of the chain gun. You can't really throw it out there, meaning that you kind of have to like really aim the middle part of it toward them, or at least hit them with a long section of your power of the chain gun. And I'll explain that in just a second. This is very important for getting the most amount of AP, so your chain gun bursts actually bursts. So it's important to note that. Now let me just get into something with the chain gun really quickly before I conclude this. See, with different parts of the chain gun, you are actually causing different effects. If you hit them with the upper part, most likely it'll cause a juggling effect where it'll have like an extended drop, which will give you more time to juggle them. The middle part of the chain gun actually gives the most AP. The bottom part will just kind of like give about 10 AP, and it will cause their falling time to actually be shorter, so you want to stay away from hitting them with the bottom part unless it's following with the force gun. So remember this when you're using chain gun combos. It's very important that you hit them with the right part of it so you can continue the juggle or conclude combos. So I'll get into one more thing to conclude this. That's his blue bola usage. I'm going to go on PS1. Now, with the blue bola, I mean, people don't really utilize it as much as they could. So let's say I'm on PS1. The best way to actually get that blue bola up and around is not to aim down, as people usually love doing on walls and whatnot, but actually to aim up. So, see, it gives a more direct line of fire, and it's less chance-based. Also really great for mixing it up. So if your opponent's close to you, most likely if you're by one of these areas, they're going to get thrown off by that. So if I'm under this platform, if I aim it up, well, most of the time it's going to cause a blue bola, which is fantastic for zoning as long as you keep your other tools out there. And of course, it's a level 1 confirm. So if I catch someone off guard, boom, it confirms. So stuff like this I'll go rather obscure and situational. It's stuff you're really going to want to know when you're playing around with Isaac. And on the next part of this trilogy, I will finally show how to play each matchup for Isaac, which of course is winnable with. Some of this tech, I should mention before this ends, does not work on some of the casts. For example, the Buzzsaw tech does not work with Raiden that well, so if I were to Buzzsaw Raiden or sometimes Toro and Parappa on the wall, I could not combo off it. So keep this in mind when you're doing some of this tech, that tall characters or really short characters often have exceptions with Isaac's tech. That's a good way to say it. So yeah, just make sure to keep this in mind, and I will in time release a big collection of matchup videos for every character, so hope you enjoyed this tutorial.